Just come off onto the back, soles of the feet together, knees wide. And as you arrive here, bring your hands onto your body. Maybe they can land on the rib cage. Somewhere on your body so that you can start to attune to your own breathing. So softening, let the face fall slack. You might kind of push down on the elbows and lift the chest up a little bit so that you can tuck the shoulder blades underneath you a tad more. Let the head roll side to side a couple times to just attune to the neck and head, this relationship to the rest of the spine, the torso, and you just start to arrive in this body. And so thinking of mandala, you get an image of a mandala. Something circular. Maybe the beginning and the end sort of run into each other. And there's this sense of a continuum. And you might just notice what feels like the center of you. So for some of us, we might go right to, it feels like it's our core. But maybe for you, it is the spine, from the base of the spine right up to the top of the spine and even into your head. Maybe it's the heart space. We're just attuning to the center of you and letting yourself be at the center of your practice. So regulating the breath just a little bit, attuning to the center of you just a little bit, investigating what's here today for you on your body, in your body, on your mat, with each breath. And then we'll just start to bring the knees together. And you can take your left leg long on the mat and hug your right knee into your chest. And so give it a little squeeze in. And then really make your left leg loud, or kind of get it active, make it aware, driving through that heel. And then float the left leg up off the mat. See if you can seal the low back down. And if it feels okay on your neck, you're gonna lift your chest and head away from the earth. So you feel yourself connecting to the core of you, to the maybe navel area below that. If this is bothersome to your neck, look up, or maybe hold the back of your head with one of your hands. So you give a little bit of support, cradling the head. Drive through the left heel, really hug the right knee and lift your chest up and curl in. Take a very big breath, and we're just gonna switch sides. So when you breathe out, the left knee draws in, the right leg goes long. And then again, seal the low back to the mat. See if you can lift your chest a little higher. Activate through the right leg and really pull the left knee in. Soften your jaw, notice if you're clenching. Take a really big breath in, and as you breathe out, switch sides. Inhale and then switch sides. And then it might just start going a little faster as you just kind of feel the pulsing sensation, feel your low back broadening into the mat, feel that sense of engaging through your belly, warming, maybe even kind of freeing the breath as we light a fire in the belly. At some point, if you're holding the head with one hand, just switch which hand is holding the head and then go back to the pulsing. And we'll be here for 5. Low back is pressing into the mat. 4. Awaken through the belly. 3. And 2. And then 1, and release. Go ahead and set your feet down onto the mat with the knees bent. And lift the hips up off the mat into a bridge. And so just taking a moment to feel your quads expand, your hip flexors into the belly. Lift a little bit higher as you breathe in. Press the hips up towards the sky and then slowly curl back down. And then take your legs straight up. So you're coming in for a moment, passing through legs at the wall. And then cross your right ankle up and over your left one. And if you can, like your legs are two threads in a rope or something, just kind of thread them nice and tightly together, feeling the adduction of your inner thighs. And then bring the hands down by your sides, palms down. Seal the low back to the mat, and like this thread or these two threads of rope are just being pulled straight up to the sky, lift your hips up and then set them back down. And you're gonna pulse like that. So exhale, push up, and then inhale and settle the pelvis back down. Exhale, lift up, and then settle it back down. So just squeezing inner thighs, using the legs to lift and lower, using the core to lift and lower. Just little hip pulses, feeling into the belly. We'll do a couple more and then we'll switch the ankle that is in front. So straight up if you can, kind of less swinging. Switch which ankle is in front, seal the inner thighs, and just straight up towards the ceiling. Ease your jaw on your face, awaken through the belly. Just a few more, pulsing, squeezing inner thighs, and then we'll release. Set your feet down onto the mat, knees bent. Walk your feet in to touch each other this time. So your knees are together as best you can, and your feet are together. And then once again, lift up into bridge. Squeezing inner thighs, feeling that sense of your center right at the middle line of you. We'll do a few flowing bridges, so you can lift your hips a little higher. Take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, squeezing the inner thighs, slowly lower the pelvis back down. Then with the arms, lift the hips up, take the arms over the head. Squeeze inner thighs, exhale, slowly lower down. So just starting to find a sense of flow, rhythm. Inhale, lift the hips, arms over the head, squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, slowly lower down. One more time, inhale, lift the hips, arms over the head. And exhale, lower down. Keep the arms by your sides. Palms turned down. Come back up into a bridge. Lifting the hips up. You might walk the shoulder blades a little closer underneath you. Really find your legs. So lift the hips and squeeze the inner thighs together. Bring your hands onto your hip points if you can. So you're just noticing the level, the sort of degree of levelness, if that's a word, on your hips. And then keep squeezing the inner thighs together. See if you can just straighten your left leg out, keeping your femur bones, the upper leg bones, parallel. So your left leg just straightens out. You bring all of that awareness into your right leg and then lift the hips up again. Breathe with an inhale. As you exhale, you're simply going to set the left foot back where it was. Find the engagement, lifting the hips. Find your legs. Hands are on the hip points so you can feel if they're level or not, and take that right leg long, driving through the heel. Can you lift the hips up a bit more, really attuning to your left leg? One more inhale, right leg is long. Exhale, set the right foot down, bring the hips to the earth and come into happy baby, Ananda Balasana. You can capture the outer edges of the feet or the ankles or behind the knees or somewhere that feels all right. Knees are kind of just outside the ribs. Feel into the belly a little bit, noticing belly, spine, heart space, center of the head. And then we'll hug the knees in and rock up for downward facing dog. So I'm tucking the hands in behind the knee creases, rock up, cross the ankles, and downward facing dog. And take a moment to feel into your dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out the knees, maybe roll forward to plank, feeling plank. Heading back to down dog. And maybe there's another plank there. And then downward facing dog. So you're here now, right? Take a nice big inhale and just exhale all that air out. And then inhale, bend your knees and look forward. You're gonna bring your feet in right behind your hands or your wrists. So you can walk, hop, or step up there. And we'll do halfway lift and fold 3 times. So halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hang your head. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hang your head. Last one like that, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, and then a little softness in your knees. Hook your thumbs out in front of you and fan your fingers wide so you create like a fan with your hands and you're hooking and pulling, and we're gonna rise that like a sun all the way over the head. So come all the way up, gently pull the thumbs away from each other and go back, take a big breath into that, and then release the thumbs, bring the arms wide and all the way down by your sides. Now bind your hands behind your back. Drag your knuckles down towards the earth. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Take a very big breath in. Again, there might be some softness in your knees. And then exhale and bow forward, keeping the bind, exploring moving the thumbs away from the sacrum. And a little bending, one knee, letting the knuckles fall to the side of the bent knee, back to center and the other side. And feeling your IT bands, opening the chest. And then we will take halfway lift, so release the bind, revisit Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen out, and then step your left foot back behind you. So you're gonna lunge here. Once that back foot steps, dip your hips, lift your heart, pull the chin forward and up, take a big breath in, and then downward facing dog. Do your down dog, exploring it, feeling hands, feeling feet, the lift of the hip creases up and back. And then inhale, bend your knees, look forward. As you exhale, feet are coming back in behind the wrists. Take halfway lift, lengthen out, and fold forward. Hook the thumbs, maybe you hook them the other way and fan the fingers wide, it feels a little awkward. Go all the way to standing, take a big breath in, arc it back if it feels good, a little spinal extension, and then arms down by your sides. Opposite grip of the hands. Drag the knuckles down, expand your heart, the heads of the shoulders, look up, throat is open, and then with that bind, pour forward. And release the bind, hands come down, inhaling when you're ready for halfway lift. And then the right foot steps back. So just dipping the hips, lifting the heart, firming through the back leg, chin up, inhale, and then downward facing dog. Couple of breaths in down dog before pulling forward to plank, so you can come to the top of a push-up and just hold there. And then see if it feels okay, really firm through your plank. Can you lift your right leg up and back behind you? Hold and breathe. So this 3-limbed plank, maybe the 2 feet are down. One breath in and then set the right foot down, establish through your center. Pick up the left foot, drive through the left heel, long left leg behind you, firm through the tripod that is your 2 hands and your right foot. And then set that foot down. Inhale, shift forward. You can lower all the way to your belly for cobra. As you arrive down, press through the tops of the feet. Engage through the back or through the legs. Roll your shoulders down and lift the heart up and forward, cobra. And then release and we'll slide back to child's pose for a moment. As you slide back to child's pose, tune into the rhythm of your breath, the rhythm of your body. Pull up to table pose as you inhale, and then downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, that nice long exhale will press you back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then breathe in, bend your knees, look forward. Feet right in behind the wrists as you exhale. Halfway lift, in breath. Fold and hang your head, out breath. Hook the thumbs, rise the sun above the head, up and back. Exhale, release the arms down by the sides. Hands in behind the back. Drag the knuckles down as you interlace the fingers. Look up, inhale, and then a nice soft bend in the knees as you bow forward. Release the hand grip, halfway lift, get long in the spine. Step your left foot back behind you. Just a dip of the hips as you lift the heart. Inhale, look up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, step back, and then this time we'll pull right forward to plank. And you can lower either halfway down or to belly down. Doing cobra, up dog, your variation of your backward bend, and then back into down dog. Breathe in, bend your knees and look forward, feet in behind the wrists. Halfway lift, get long. Fold, hang your head, hook the thumbs the other way, fan the fingers, go all the way up and back. Exhale, arms down by the sides and bind the hands, the opposite grip if you can find it. Knuckles down, heart lifts, chin lifts. Bow forward, empty all the way out, keeping that bind, and then release it for halfway lift. Long spine, you might press into your shins. Right foot steps back. Dip the hips, lift the heart and chin. Downward facing dog, exhale, step back. Breath in, can come forward for Chaturanga Dandasana. Plank to low plank or belly down. Up dog or cobra. And then down dog. Take 3 to 5 breaths in down dog or pause even in child's pose if that feels like a better place for you. We get to focus our minds and our attention and quiet the exterior as we move more interior, as we move to the inner workings of ourselves and our minds, our bodies. From downward dog, we'll reach the right leg all the way up and back. And the right foot steps forward in between the hands. You're back in this lunge position. This time we'll keep the back toes tucked under, so you're on the ball of the foot, and set the back knee down. Once you arrive there, rise your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Doing a lunge, back knee is down, back toes are tucked. Get a little deeper into the left side hip flexors. Take a very big breath in, those strong legs that you've cultivated. As you exhale, see if you can fly the arms and just pick up the back knee. So you tilt your torso forward, fly the arms behind you, firm through the back leg, get that back knee to lift up. Breathe, find the wobbles, the shakes, the center of you. Reverse warrior is going to be next. So spin the back heel down and flat, and as you inhale, turning the heart towards the left side of your mat, left arm down, right arm high. And inner thigh moving towards the knee, around like a U-turn towards the outer part of the leg, so a little bit of external rotation. Take a very big breath in, and as you breathe out, extended side angle, perhaps forearm to thigh, perhaps a block gets pulled in inside or outside of the right foot. The left arm over the head, lengthening and tucking right ribs under left. Then we'll come up to warrior two. So as you're ready, come up, legs stay pretty much the same. Stack each vertebra, come up and arms open out. Take a very big breath in. Give yourself a hug as you move into horse or goddess pose. So left arm under, turn toes out, heels in, and sit low in a little squat. You might move a little side to side like I am. Feeling for your breath, feeling for the rhythm within. And then warrior two. Nice big inhale to the back of your mat. So your left toes turn left. This is where we start to play with the tools of that concentric nature of the mandala. So you're in warrior two, facing the back of the mat, and your left knee is bent. Take a full inhale. Visit extended side angle on this side. Left arm to the left thigh, right arm over the head, left ribs tuck under right, shining towards the sky. Breathing. When you're ready for an inhale, reverse warrior. Let the right hand come down, left knee stays bent, peel back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Get one more big inhale when you're ready for it, and then bring your hands to the mat, framing your left foot. Launch your right leg up and into the air. Breathe into this standing split, or maybe it's more like a halfway lift with the leg in the air, but you're exploring a split position, getting into the left side hamstrings. And you could try to bring one or both of your hands to your left foot. See about balancing there. One breath in, and then forward fold. Now come into Utkatasana, so your knees are bent, sitting back in a chair, take the arms over the head. And then as you exhale, sit a little bit lower if you can and meet your hands in front of your heart. So we're going to airplane pose with the right leg as the base. Just establish where you are. Perhaps your feet are together, your inner thighs are squeezing, you're feeling that foundation, and you shift the weight into the right foot, then fly the arms and your left leg behind you. So balancing on the right leg, sort of the upward facing dog or cobra quality to the heart. Take a breath in. We're moving towards warrior one with the right foot forward and the left foot back. So as you breathe out, bend the right knee, set the left foot down, and then inhale your arms over the head. Pause warrior one, more oriented towards what is the back of your mat. So kind of pulling the right hip back a little bit. Get a really big breath in, and as you breathe out, turn into Skandasana into your left knee. So I'm folding my right toes in, folding my left toes out a little bit, and I'm going to drop into the left knee bend. This doesn't have to be really low if you feel tight. You could be way up on blocks, or just kind of not bending your left knee so much. So explore your inner right thigh. Find your circle of breath, right? As if the inhale and exhale merged into each other seamlessly. And then turn towards the top of your mat. So you might set your blocks up there at the top if you're using them. And now take your left leg into the air. Three-legged down dog with your left leg up and back. And just pause, feel it. Big breath in. Step your left foot forward in between the hands. Keep your back toes tucked under. Set the knee down. Right knee comes down. When you feel grounded, inhale your arms up, Anjane, Asana. Where is your center? Where is your breath? What grounds you? Take a full breath in. As you breathe out, the back knee is picking up. Tilt the torso forward, stream the arms back. Really feeling for the strength through both of your legs. Next will be your reverse warrior, so you can spin the back heel down. Spiral open, my body's popping and cracking. Reach way up and back. Notice where things are trying to collapse. Can they firm and expand outward? Big breath in, and as you breathe out, extended side angle. Left forearm, left thigh. Right arm reaches out and beyond you, this nice long line of energy. Maybe there's a little tug of your 2 feet towards each other to awaken through the inner thighs again, up that middle line, even though they're parted. And then warrior two, come up. Level off, find your legs. Warrior two, this is to the top of the mat, so you're bending into the left knee. Nice big breath in. As you breathe out, of course, with the right arm on bottom, hug yourself. So you turn toes out, heels in. Bend both knees. Give yourself a little hug, passing through. Little side-to-side action, up and down. Find your legs. And you're breathing. I'm being dramatic about my breath so you can hear it. Warrior 2 to the back of your mat. So inhaling warrior 2 now to the back, bending into your right knee. You can try to lift your arms up to shoulder height. Big breath in and then extended side angle. Now right forearm, right thigh, or to the block. Left arm reaches. Breathing into the left side waistline, really anchoring through that back foot. And now reverse your warrior, peel up and back. Today's body, always just something new to look at, observe it. Big breath in as you breathe out, hands to the mat, framing the right foot. And you can start to let your left leg just rise up into the air. One or both hands might play with coming around the right ankle. Finding stability through the right leg, it becomes this center line for you as you create the center of gravity. Breathe in, and then 2 feet side by side, fold forward, hang your head. And then sit back into Utkatasana. So bending the knees, arms up, sit back. And you might sit a little deeper as the hands meet right in front of your heart. And just feeling the buoyancy. Nothing is ever still. There's this energy, this moving energy, and this shedding of rigidity as we must be flexible, as we must be adaptable, as we must be resilient. Airplane pose, left leg is your base. So start to fly the arms, let the right foot float up and back behind you. Lift your heart as you balance and steady yourself in space. We get there by doing, so take a full inhale, setting up for warrior 1. Step your right foot deep to the back of the mat. When you're ready for an inhale, you can rise the arms up and just pause in warrior 1. Breathing, you know where you're going, so it's a nice big inhale. Skandasana, the right knee's gonna bend. So you can pivot your left toes in and your right toes out of it, and then drop into a bend in your right knee and a long left leg out beside you. It's like a long fence line. Your right knee is a gate that's trying to open out. Full inhale. Turn to the top of your mat as you exhale. And then rise your right leg way up and back behind you. 3-legged down dog, right leg is up and back. And now curl your knee right into your nose and feel your whole back body lift and expand. And then right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward. Keep the back toes tucked. Set the back knee down. Rise the arms up, fill up. As you exhale, pick up the back knee and stream the arms behind you. So you've been all these places before. Inhale, reverse warrior. So you're opening out to the left. As you exhale, right forearm, right thigh, left arm over the head, extended side angle. Warrior 2 is an inhale, rise up, still bending into the right knee. With the left arm on bottom, give yourself a hug. Doesn't really matter, you're just remembering. And a horse or goddess. And then inhaling to warrior 2, now facing back of the mat. Left knee is in a bent position. Extended side angle, forearm to thigh, reaching right arm long over the head. And then reverse warrior, as you inhale, come up and back. And as you exhale, hands to the mat. Now, maybe before your right foot floats up, you bring the hands around your left ankle and standing splits with the hands holding the ankle, establishing your center again. One more inhale, reach the right leg way up, touch down with the hands and forward fold, hang your head. Now Utkatasana, so bend the knees, sit low, arms up, and as you bring the hands to the heart, add on here and bring your left ankle to your right thigh in a figure 4. Standing just on the right leg, left ankle to right thigh, slide down the wall behind you or the space behind you. Pause and open into the inner left or the outer left hip. A little pulsing maybe. And then we fly, airplane pose. So when you're ready, unwind the left leg behind you, straighten the arms. Big inhale, expanding. Set your left foot down behind you, but bind your hands behind the back. Start to lift the heart as you drag the knuckles down the back of your left leg, setting up for humble warrior. Take a very big breath in, and as you breathe out, bow forward over that right leg and let your knuckles move up towards the sky. Hang your head if you can. Notice the wobbles. Find your breathing. Can you hug your right hip back and in to kind of harness the energy through the middle of you? We'll come back up to warrior one. So as you're ready for your hands, firm your legs, rise up, warrior one. And then skandasana into the left knee, bending towards the top of your mat. Come all the way down into that lunge. And then turn towards the top. When you're ready for an inhale, send your left leg up and back behind you. And then curl your knee right into your nose, maybe giving it a kiss. And then your left leg up and back. Step it through, keep the back toes tucked, set the right knee down, Anjaneyasana. Arms up. Strong legs, fly the arms and pick up your right knee. Now we reverse warrior, so spin the back heel down and flat. We're dancing together virtually. Extended side angle, left arm, left thigh, right arm over the head. And then it's warrior two. So come up, warrior two, left knee is bent. Horse with right arm on bottom, giving yourself a little hug. Now warrior two, the back of your mat. So taking your time, right? Nothing rushed, warrior two. Extended side angle as you exhale. Reverse warrior as you breathe in, come up and back. Take your hands down to frame the right foot. Then you might wrap the hands right around the right ankle. Launch your left leg into the air, play with the balance. Give yourself a moment, take an inhale. And then forward fold, hang your head. So just getting lost in it. Utkatasana, bend your knees, sit low, arms up. As your hands come to the heart, right ankle to your left thigh. Create that figure four and slowly slide down and back. Take a moment here. You get a couple breaths. Feel the buoyancy, almost like you're in water. When you're ready for airplane pose, big asana, fly, right leg back, arms stream. Give a nice big breath in. Eventually the right foot sets down. Bind the hands behind your back. So you are preparing again, humble warrior. Drag the knuckles down the right leg, firm through the right leg and lift the heart up. So really the inner kind of part of that right hip. As you exhale, bow forward. Hang your head, lift your knuckles way up and back. When you're ready for an inhale, coming up warrior one, so we rise up. And then skandasana, your right knee bends, so just flowing low. Then turning towards the top of your mat, come to plank pose, breathe in. And lower, maybe halfway down or belly down. Give yourself up dog or cobra and linger for a couple breaths to see what is here. You might even look over one shoulder and then the other. And then peel back when you're ready to down dog or even child's pose. Settling the hips back on the heels. Recognizing where you've been, understanding there's always some place to go. And we sit at the center. Right here, right now. When you feel ready, you can pull forward to the table. It doesn't mean right now. You might need a couple breaths. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So just when you're ready, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Letting there be time for breath. Letting there be Time for you, time to observe. We will meet in downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath in. You got it. Open mouth, exhale. Do that again if it feels good. Inhaling, letting it go. And then perhaps one more time. And letting it go. And then the right leg will reach up and back behind you. And the right foot steps forward in between the hands. Bring the back knee down with your left toes tucked. Just revisiting this first part. Inhale, Anjaneyasana Asana. Flying lunge, exhale. Pick up the back knee. Your legs are so strong. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come up and back. Extended side angle. Let your heart move forward in space. Open up, and then warrior two. And left arm on bottom, give yourself a hug in horse or goddess. And then warrior two to the back of the mat. So now you're bending into the left knee. Extended side angle, exhale. Reverse warrior, so tip yourself up and back now from this vantage point. Left knee bend. And then hands to the mat. You can play again with hands around the left ankle, or if you want to kick up towards handstand, just slide your left foot back. You're on the ball of your left foot. Your right leg is your lever. So you can play with a little bit of kick if you would like, or just hands around the left ankle, and that right leg is lifting. Eventually we meet in forward fold, 2 feet side by side. Hang your head. Just breathe there for a minute. Pedal out the knees, letting go. And then Utkatasana. So bend your knees, find that little chair, sit back, rise the arms. And now eagle, so left arm is going to be on bottom. Eagle your arms, find your right leg, that standing leg, and bring your left leg up and over into Garudasana Eagle. So you can always have your left toes on the ground for stability, or just beside the calf, or you can tuck the toes around and slide down. This is turning into an eagle-armed airplane pose. So we're gonna fly with the arms wrapped like this. Start by unwinding your left leg. Fly it back behind you and tilt the torso forward. Pull the elbows away from the navel. Keep the arms and set the left foot down behind you just like we did, setting up for warrior one with these eagle arms. Now lift the elbows up and back. Take a full inhale. With these eagle arms, bow in, humble warrior with eagle arms. So round the back body behind you, pull your right hip back and in. Soften your face and find your breathing. Where are you? You're at the center of your practice. When you're ready to unwind, warrior one, so just come up. And then Skandasana, left knee bends. So back to that flow. From Skandasana with the left knee bending, we'll take this into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Left leg is your standing leg. So you can start to pivot towards the front of the mat. Bring a block in, and if it serves you, it will rest under the left hand. You can start to launch your right leg into the air, and then begin to stack every part of right side body on every part of left side body. Drive through both heels. Right arm could go to the sky. And then where are you? Are you at the center of this? Maybe you can find that. Ardha Chandrasana is going to turn into low pyramid. So take your time, look towards the earth. Bring your right hand down to the ground, maybe onto another block. Step your right foot back about 3 to 3.5 feet from your left, with your right toes turned out a little bit. So establish your foundation. I kind of have heel to heel alignment if I was to draw a line straight back, but find what gives you stability. Pull the blocks in, hug your left hip back, and then take a little halfway lift to find both of your legs really rooted. If you want some arm variation, maybe the hands lying behind the back again. You can drag knuckles back as you lift the heart and then bow all the way in over that left leg. So again, letting this serve you. A nice little bend into the left knee gives you some space. What do you need? Low pyramid. And then it will become half pigeon pose. So you could keep one block handy, step your right foot way deeper to the back of the mat, and then tiptoe your left foot towards the right edge of the mat, bringing yourself down into half pigeon. And if you're gonna lay your body down, so you can do this, it's more of a back bend, it's more of a hip flexor and quad stretch on the right if you stay upright. But if you're looking for a little more restoration, maybe today you walk your body off to the right, away from your left leg, and bow all the way in. So you kind of let yourself just drape off to the right. And then the breath is reconnecting the dots. If it felt like it was hash marked, you can start to smooth it out again. And maybe 3 or 4 more breath cycles. I'm here now, I am. And when you're ready to come out, you can walk the hands back in. If they were draped out, we're coming into a seated twist. So just a little roll off to your left hip. Circle your right leg around so that it meets with the outer part of your left knee. And then can you ground your sitting bones again? So my right one was hiked up. I'm just getting grounded. The right hand can be behind you, maybe on the finger pads. Left arm up. Take a big breath in to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, hook the right elbow to the, or the left elbow to the right back, excuse me, and rotate to your right. And maybe you kind of notice where you lock into this pose regularly. If you've been here before, if you come here often, can you just let it be a little bit softer, a little bit rounder, a little bit gentler maybe. And so now I'm gonna look down at my right foot because right now you're all twisted up and it's like, which one is right, which one is left? I don't know. So I'm looking now at my right foot. I'm gonna take my left hand, which is the one that has the elbow hooked on the right thigh. So I know rights and lefts. I'm looking down at my right foot. I'm gonna take my left hand and capture the pinky toe side of that foot and then free the leg out. Right hand behind you, twist the heart. Just getting a little bit more into the hamstring. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you can start to release. You can cross the ankles, make your way to downward facing dog. So however that comes to be, just downward facing dog. Breathe. Perhaps there's a moment where you drop to table and cat-cow, knowing that the practice comes from within and we get to take exactly what we need, so play with it. And then we're going to, from down dog, take the left leg all the way up and back and step the left foot forward on the exhale breath. Back knee comes down, back toes stay stuck, stay tucked, and we'll rise the arms all the way up. Big breath in as you breathe out, fly the arms, pick up the back knee. And then reverse warrior. So we're back to this flow, this mandala. Inhaling, coming up and back. And exhaling to extended side angle, left knee bent, right arm over the head. Warrior 2, rise up, breathe in. And then right arm on bottom, give yourself a hug as you move into horse pose. Then warrior 2 to the back of your mat. So flow, play, dance. Extended side angle, exhale. Reverse warrior, peel up and back, in breath. Hands come down to the mat. You could do a little kick. You could bring your hands around your right ankle. Let the left leg go into the air. handstand prep, play, or balancing on your right leg. Big inhale when you feel ready. Forward fold, left foot meets the right. And then we sit low, Utkatasana. Preparing for eagle, right arm under, right leg up and over. So establish yourself, the foundation, find the arms, and then your left leg becomes your base as the right leg comes up and over. You might touch the toes down if you're feeling really wobbly today. Allow yourself to find that center point where you are today. Keep these eagle arms, fly the right leg, and airplane with eagle arms. A full breath in. Set the right foot down. You still have your eagle arms, as long as it's feeling okay. You've got warrior one with eagle arms, and then we're gonna bow it in. So inhale, lift the elbows up and back to start. Use the exhale to bow in. And then be there for a moment. Firm through the legs, maybe squeezing them gently towards each other, the feet on the ground, dragging towards each other. When you're ready, unwind your arms, come up, warrior one. And then Skandasana. Your right knee bends, you're moving towards the top of your mat, long in that left leg. And then just pivot to your right, so you're facing the top of your mat. Place a block under your right hand or keep the fingertips on the earth. Begin to launch your left leg into the air. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So the play can be when we start to take the challenge or bring the challenge in by looking towards the sky. Maybe. Everything left side body is trying to stack on the right side body. Let the wobbles be a part of the discovery. Know that we're going to low pyramid, so you can look towards the earth. Left hand can land on the ground or the block. Step your left foot back and reorient the hips so they're facing the top of the mat. Slide the blocks in if you like them, I do. Take a halfway lift, lengthen out. Maybe some arms behind the back, or just bow in over that right leg. So the right hip is trying to press back towards the back of the mat. Just getting a sense of squaring the hips, intensifying that stretch a little bit. Going to half pigeon next. So you can make some space for it. Step your left foot back to the back edge. So heel the right foot off to the left. Settle yourself down. And if you wanted to drape the body off to the left side, so you're moving away from the right leg, you could. Letting yourself pour off to the left. Seated twist is coming. Walk the hands in, lift the heart. Left leg comes around, just gently rolling off to the right hip a little bit so you can swing the left ankle around towards the right knee. And then my left hip is always kind of hiked up when I get there, so I reground myself. Left hand behind your right arm reaches up, get long in your spine, pull the belly in, and then you can hook the right elbow and twist. Couple of breaths. Kind of find a fluidity within it. When you feel ready, you can start to look towards your left foot. Bring that right hand down. Extend through the left leg. It's kind of reaching straight out from the hip joint, and then rotate to the left. You've got a really big breath in, big breath out to release this. And we'll just simply make sure we're at the middle of our mat-ish. And free the legs out from underneath us.
Take a block with you if you have a block or something that can help to prop up the hips at some point, and lay down onto your back body. So find your back, find the ground, find a little releasing of everything that's behind, of anything that's ahead. Ha. Let the head be heavy. However you've landed your body here. Maybe the hands rest on the body somewhere. And you're attuning to your breath. And yeah, I see movement, letting the knees fall side to side. It's good. It's just what is here now? What do I need? And then hug your knees into your chest. Squeeze them in nice and tight. And then send the legs straight up towards the sky. And in the air with these legs in Viparita Karate, so legs up the wall, it's just simple. Start to make circles in the air with your feet, heels, toes, however your feet are positioned. Just kind of big O's up there. The bigger the O's are, the bigger the space that you cover. You might even start to feel it in the low back, just kind of massaging. Notice the direction that you went with your feet, and then switch the direction. So you just start to go the other way. Maybe there's tiny little circles and they eventually get big, or vice versa. And then hug the knees into the chest again, and we'll set the feet down, feet about hips width apart. Hands can just come down by your sides. Lift up into bridge. You might stay here in a nice bridge. This is feeling energetically like a good match for you. You might slide a block under your pelvis. For some of you, it might feel very appropriate and perfect to take wheel pose. So if wheel chakrasana, big back bend feels like it's the right match for you energetically, you might bring the hands behind the ears or by the ears with the fingers facing the shoulder heads and begin to push off into a full wheel. My shoulders don't let me do it yet, but I'm getting better every day. So whatever you've chosen, find this circular breath where the beginning and the end sort of they just run right into each other. There's this smooth, circular breath. Eventually, whatever you've chosen, whether it's supported bridge, bridge with no support, wheel, you might have come into something completely different, which is wonderful and perfect. Eventually, slowly release down. Your sacrum comes back to the earth, and we meet back in Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, with the body down, feet together, knees wide, hands resting somewhere on the body, riding the breath in and out. And the last thing that I invite you to explore would be the supine twist. Maybe you feel a little bit more of an inversion would serve you. Could be legs up the wall where we've been before. Could be the simple twist that I suggested where maybe your knees just fall off to one side and then the other. Some of you might feel that it's perfect to end the practice with a headstand or actually moving to the wall and bringing your legs right up the wall. That could even be your shavasana if you wanted it to. So a moment to look around inside, and what is your body asking for? What is going to make this feel whole for you? What makes it feel complete for you? And the answer that comes to you is perfect. Let that be. If there's a counter pose, if you've come up to, say, hands or a headstand or something, perhaps child's pose, just to soften yourself. Back and again, make it feel complete. So any counter pose that feels good. And then, yeah, beautiful, you guys. When it's ready, when it's time, when the body is pulled into final rest, please make your way there. Unwinding anything that got wound up, releasing, being held. If there's any tension in the body, you might even just investigate it by creating a little bit more. If you feel a little tension, maybe it's getting tighter into a ball and feeling everything kind of engage, then releasing it again. So you find the opposite end of the spectrum and then come back to releasing. Have you ever had a moment when your life came full circle? You arrive at a time and a place where the prior inexperienced you meets the present experienced you, where you become aware of even part of your purpose here. When it happens, you get a once-in-a-lifetime chance to look each other in the eyes, acknowledge the journey, give a nod of respect to who you've become, and appreciate yourself for who you are. And then the two of you get to do what few will ever do, to join hands and walk into the future as one purposeful person, full of possibilities, together, stronger, wiser, and much less afraid. Take a nice big breath in. Scan around your body. Stir what feels ready to be stirred.
And gently roll to one side when you feel ready. And start to make your way to a seat. Coming back to the beginning, ending at the end, right? Just merging it all together. Sitting here in the center of your practice, noticing what you feel in your body, in your heart, whatever you identified as that sort of pillar of you, the center of you. Take a few breaths. And just bring your hands to your heart. I'm just representing that place where we meet at the middle. Thank you so much for practicing today, for coming together, moving and breathing, setting collective intentions for the greater good. I'm about to love and respect. Namaste.